With this video, we will be doing Easy Meal Unplugged interview, and if you want to help the channel and the content that we're making, please help support our merchandise. The link is in the description. And if you didn't hit that like button, make sure you hit the like button. Trying to get the channel to grow, and the only way we're going to do this if you like, share, and comment on the content. So without further ado, let's get this Easy Meal interview. Let's go! Chi, get the yayo.
Get the yayo.
Okay.
Kamusta mga ka-TRE-TV? You are watching So Janelle. I'm your host, Janelle So, coming to you today from Las Vegas, Nevada. Para po ihatid sa inyo ang istorya ni Easy Meal. Congratulations, Easy. Your music is being heard right now all over the world. Filipinos are celebrating you because of your collaboration, and now you've been signed by the music labels of Eminem and Dr. Dre, the first Filipino artist ever. You're even singing with Eminem. Tell us what is that like? Kamusta yung pakiramdam?
To be honest po, parang it's still just a blessing. Kasi syempre talagang dati lang iniidola lang na pinapanood lang sa cellphone, sa computer, kaya, you know, just a steady stride to try to keep things normal. To be honest, yeah. Try to keep things normal and just go about it like, you know, because meeting him, it's like, it's weird. When you meet him, it's like it was an out-of-body experience, you know? And then trying to like, just be there in the moment too, but it's like also at the same time.
He with both of the goats.
Parang,
I mean, that's a hard picture. That's a picture you frame up and put in your house when you with two legends. I'm like that. That's not every day people get to take a picture with them. Some people go a whole lifetime and never take a picture with them. He actually got it with both. It's crazy.
That's dope.
Parang OG na kuya lang sa kanto. Parang ewan ko parang.
Right, right. Oo. But I saw your interview na parang you said na you almost para kang muntik ka nang himatayin.
Yeah, that's true.
Right,
that's true.
Right. What were they like the first time you met them?
Man, I would say, like, except for me, like, you know, fanboying, you know, at the moment, they were very hospitable.
Right.
Yeah, their hospitality was on point, and you know, Dre just stood up and like, hey, superstar.
Yes,
I saw
that.
Like, there's so much of it that's like, yo, this is so wild. They're just so cool.
Right.
They're just so cool.
Right. But they also, you impressed them as well.
I can imagine Dr. Dre walking up to me and talking to me, or Eminem imagine talking to me. It's like you think you would know what you would do if you was in that situation, but you'd really never know what you're gonna do if you're in that situation. Be like, man, I wouldn't be a fanboy. I'm gonna play it cool, but you might be like, oh my God, you just never know until you actually happens. Facts.
And he let you know, like, it seemed like he thought he was gonna play it cool, but he kept it real. He's like, I was fanboying a little bit, but you know what I'm saying? I kept it cool as I could in the moment. You know, that's real.
That's to be expected.
Yeah.
Well, with your music, I read an interview where Dr. Dre said he's never heard anything like the music that he's heard from you.
That's big.
It's Reese's season.
Go for a Reese's cup right now.
Sounds good.
Our vaginas are absolute magic. Let's give them the respect they deserve.
Let it be then.
Nevertheless, I'm gonna get it in a way that you can never better. Instead of setting a better, but let up with the beretta, make it do about that. It's like
Nakakakilig, di ba?
Yeah. Kasi syempre parang yung sound nila yung
So I guess they're doing this interview in both languages.
Like, not just me.
So she
like
must be
even
definitely Filipino.
other people who I've idolized, like try to copy
It's an interesting
them.
concept.
Yeah.
So it's just
Go back and forth.
crazy how the world works. You know?
Right.
I never heard
and
that
now
with
it's been a
interview
few
before.
months since linking up with them as well. How has that relationship changed your
I've seen
life,
really do that,
changed
in all
yourself
honesty,
as a
like Kobe.
person, and changed
Oh,
your
yeah.
music?
Man, I would say it was much needed blessing. much needed blessing. Not going to go into detail as to why, but just for us, our representation, you know, like us making our steps forward.
3 million monthly listeners.
It was like, wow, we did not expect this.
Yeah,
You know, life just has to life. Yeah,
life just got to life.
Go about its ways, and you know, whatever comes, you know, in front of the table, you just pick it up and go.
Grab up the opportunity.
What about the relationship changing you as a person?
Wow, as a person, it made me be more on point when it comes to the responsibility that, you know, that you bear.
Right.
Like, because people are saying the fact that it is Eminem, but even before that, mga sinasabi ng tao, syempre, ay, Eminem ng Pilipinas. Oh my gosh, kasama niya na.
Yeah, right. And what about music? How has this relationship added to your music?
Oh, like that's a whole different bag of inspiration.
That's
right
a good
there.
question.
Yeah, it's like added fuel to the fire in ways that I was like, yeah.
I needed that. I know I needed that, but I needed
Even before
that.
this relationship, Easy, and that's why they found you, because you're so talented. It's undeniable. You're a producer, singer, songwriter. You can sing almost different kinds of genre. You also have ballads. You also have rap music. Just an all-around artist, and you're so young.
Okay.
That there's still, the world is your oyster, really. There's so much more that you can explore, right? We're going to be talking a little bit more about that, Easy and his music, when we return on the show. Don't go away. Egg sandwich, favorite with any...
In my childhood. And like that was definitely more prevalent, I would say, in my childhood because of my parents and
I played the guitar
just
too.
the family business, you know, because that was their, you know, ticket out of poverty, you know, for us. And so me just going off of that and being inspired by what I was surrounded by, and so some rock and roll, definitely. And then when I kind of just started going, I don't know, when I started formulating my own, like, you know, thoughts and minds, just, you know, going about it. So I ventured out to R&B and hip hop.
Yes.
That's why, like, at the time, I, like, you know, had a huge liking to Chris Brown,
C-Breezy,
and like found out about film Tupac.
Everybody loved Tupac.
At the same time, yeah, just kind of venturing out. Then after the hip hop R&B, high school, like, I got into death metal, and yeah, that kind of became my whole world. And then just, you know, just kind of cycling through life and whatever inspired me. And like at
Not
the time,
afraid to be him.
it would have to scare me first.
Zarbee's cough syrup is made with wholesome ingredients like honey to soothe coughs and ivy leaf to clear mucus.
The new Subway MVP rewards
Patrick
earn you points when you order.
Mahomes.
Join now and get 50% off any footlong.
That look good though.
Thank you for sharing your time with us here on So Janelle. Happy Sunday if you're watching on TFC. Happy Saturday if you're watching on ANC. And happy Monday if you're watching on KNET 25.1 in Southern California. So Janelle is your show and your weekly dose of Filipino demand on I Want TFC. And we are always on our social media platforms at So Janelle TV. Joining us today here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Talaga pong pinuntahan pa namin siya dito. Si Easy Mill. Na siyang nagtatayo ng bandila ng Pilipinas in the music scene, particularly the genre of hip-hop and rapping here in America. And also globally, Easy, earlier you traced your story with us, but also we want to know, because you wear so many hats as a producer, singer, songwriter, rapper, is there one thing that you like doing the best?
SSRP. I would have to say SP. Songwriter and producer. And that was the hats that I like to wear the most.
Kasi that's where the magic starts, diba? Yung writing and then producing. How long does it take you to write and produce?
To be honest with you, like, I take my time with it because you can't force something.
Yeah, makes sense.
Sometimes, like, a song just comes to you and then it just happens like that.
Sometimes it takes a couple of days.
Then sometimes you have an idea and you want to pine on that idea, and you know you have to marinate that chicken.
Yeah, I gotta marinate the chicken.
What I like about it, so I've listened to your songs, and what I like is that you can switch from your songs touch on, you know, some writers, some singers, they touch on one emotion, and it's just an iteration of that kind of emotion. With you, your rapping is full of angst. Your ballad, you can feel na medyo romantiko ng konti. Saan ka humuhugot ng emotions? Like anger. Where do you get that angst from?
Because having lived through it, you know, just the fact that, like, there's only so much you could do with, like, anger, and you either gotta let it out or you suppress it. Sometimes that suppressing, like, it leads to later down the line, like what nowadays people call depression. That comes with, like, I feel like with the songs, and having dealt with the suppression, like, you know, you suppress that anger. You felt like you might have suppressed it, or you know, at the time in the past, you let it out.
It's
like
a tough picture.
It can come to haunt you, like, you know, what you did
Clipper Stadium.
You know, release that anger and angst, and like through the depression, like, you know, you write it down to get through it.
What makes you angry?
That's what a lot of artists do. They actually use the music as therapy to get through the problems they have to. They release it. So that's a good thing about an artist. If you can relieve your stress that way.
Yeah, and the more vivid that you paint the picture, the more people that can actually relate and understand.
Yeah.
So you're helping yourself and others at the same time. I
Which
think
is
it's
great.
Really dope.
Yeah.
At that point in time, it was just life in general. Like, you know, some familial problems that, like, you know, all of us have to go through. That's why I make music.
Life be lifing.
Life be life.
It's your expression, right? What about your ballads? Where do you it's inspiring. It's inspired. You listen to your music. It's, you know, that one. Those songs my kids can listen to.
My kids can listen to them.
Right?
I'm glad
That's
about
important.
that.
Where do you get your inspiration from?
Great
So
question.
that as well, like, you know, you let out that anger, you tend to go different paths of life, like just walking. So you tend to love things and love people, and, like, you know, draw from that reality, you know. If you love someone, you put it down in the best way you can. I feel like, for me, it's a song.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you in love right now?
Hell yeah.
What makes you fall in love?
What makes me fall in love? Genuinity. And, like, hard work.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
At this point in your career, when you look back, is there anything you would change leading up to this day?
I wouldn't say so. No regrets. No regrets with the military.
We'll be back with more. Don't go away.
It's TRE-TV. Let's get it.
It's Lamar Wilson here, representing Ghetto Action News Network _ all lowercases.
No spaces.
And you can find us on Facebook, and when you do, make sure you hit the like button. Hit the like button. All right, let me get right into this. This is an interview that was taking place about Easy Meal, and it was in 2 different languages simultaneously. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
But I was intrigued by the whole interview itself. It just seemed like they were talking through his process and his creative growth, and it touched on a lot of different things. His meeting with Dre and Eminem, and the impact it had on his creativeness. And I'm just looking at it thinking it had to raise the bar, it had to raise the standard. And now looking back, just look at where he's at and look at how everything is transforming, the progression. He seems to be enjoying the process.
Facts.
And I think that's just dope. He always lets out a little bit more about himself in every interview. They always seem authentic, and they don't seem like just a repeat of the same thing. I think that's dope, and I just like to see how he's going. And I like how she also touched on his artistry and his expression in different ways. It was just a multitude of things she talked about, but I thought this was a great interview. What you think?
I think it was a great interview too. I like how he touched on how he used his music for therapy to get out how he's feeling at a time. I think that's like one of the best ways to get rid of the stress. And also like how in all his interviews, he seemed never rattled. He always seemed like a confident guy. Never seen one interview when he didn't But he seemed uncomfortable. Every interview I see him, he seemed comfortable, like he make himself at home wherever he's at. And I think that's dope for him as an artist. And it was just nice to see this interview because we were trying to keep tabs on what he got going on. And this was like one of the latest things I see, so I wanted to definitely check it out. And I can't wait until we get into our next easy episode. But until then, it's your boy TRE-TV. And I'm out.